Hello students, I am Shukanto Kundu and today I am going to deliver a lecture on a chapter of Principles of Management, that is planning. So before starting the chapter, we need to know what is planning. If you define planning, you can say that it is a process of determining future course of action to achieve a goal, to achieve the organizational goals. This is the primary function of management, and this is not only important in case of management, but this is important in case of our daily life. Let me give you two examples. Number one, suppose you have your final examination after 1 month and you have huge syllabus left. In this situation, you need to make a study plan so that you can easily cover all the topics, all the subjects within 1 month. Now, let me give you the second example. Suppose today is the first day of your college life. You started your journey and you found someone very attractive. You found a girl very attractive and you thought that, bro, this is my dream girl. Now, you are planning to propose her directly. But she doesn't know you. So the chances of getting rejection is 100%. The chances of getting rejection is 100%. In that situation, you also need a good plan. You also need a good plan. So the objective is to convince the girl. The objective is to convince that girl. And you need to determine the future course of action. The first plan of activity should be try to make her your friend. The second, start your conversation. Third, then you can also provide the notes whenever she is not present in the college. So, blah blah blah. So planning is not only important in case of management, but it is very important in our daily life. If you are thinking to invest in any product, then also you are supposed to make a financial plan. So it is very important in case of business, it is very important in case of management and everywhere. And from the definition of planning, we can easily point out 5 to 6 features of planning. Let me show you the features of planning. In the second slide, you can see features of planning. It is a primary function of management, as I said earlier. Number 2, it is a never-ending process. I mean, it is a continuous process. So, it is goal-oriented also. It's also goal-oriented because you are determining some future course of action to achieve a particular goal. It is future-oriented. That's why it is futuristic. It involves selecting of suitable course of action. The main task of planning is to finding many solutions of a problem, developing alternative course of actions, then out of those courses of action, selecting the best one. Suppose I have given you one problem of accounting and there are 5 to 6 ways to solve that problem. As a teacher, I'll suggest you that method only which will require less time, so that you can complete that sum in less time and you can attempt many sums. If we think in respect of management, so the main task of my planning is to develop the alternative courses of action and selecting the best one which will save the cost of the organization. And because the aim of the management, the aim of the organization is to minimization of cost and maximization of revenue. Okay, the next feature you can see, it is taken at all levels of management. So we can say that it is pervasive in nature. It is pervasive in nature. Planning is flexible. It must be flexible because you cannot apply the same plan in every situation. And the last feature is that once plan is prepared, it should be communicated to all those concerned. Okay. Now, coming to the next slide, planning process. There are some steps to be followed in planning. And the planning process starts with the identification of problem. So, the first step is to identify the problem. The second one is perception of opportunities. So you can say the second step is to know about the market opportunities so that you can determine the organizational goals, so that you can fix the target. After that, developing premises. Planning premises is a condition under which planning activities will be undertaken. Then developing alternative courses, selecting the best alternative, preparation of derivative or secondary plan. You are supposed to make some secondary plans which will help your main plan, which will help you to fulfill or make the main plan. Next point is scheduling. It indicates a timetable and its sequence for the performance of specific job within a time period. Employee cooperation is very important because whenever you are trying to implement some policies or plan, if they are not cooperative, it will be a very problematic situation for the management. And the last step of planning is follow-up. I mean feedback. It is very important or vital step of the planning because at the time of follow-up of the planned work, the errors and omissions of the planned work can be detected easily. The next topic is management by objectives. It is also known as management by results. It was first popularized by Peter Drucker in 1954. It is a strategic approach to enhance the performance of an organization. It is a process where the goals of the organization are defined and conveyed by the management to the members of the organizations, so that all the members of the organization will have the clear picture or the clear image of the objectives of the firm, and they know what to do. They know what to do to fulfill the organizational goals. Okay. The second concept is management by exception. It is a management strategy in which managers will only step in when there are significant deviations. I mean significant differences between the planned work and the actual work. So managers will only interfere only when it requires. Only when there is any deviation between the planned outcomes and the actual outcomes. And these can be either operational or financial outcomes. Now, in the next slide, you can see different types of plans. And there are many types of planning, but I have highlighted only 5 to 6 types of planning here. By basic planning, we mean that those planning which are made to determine the objectives of the farm, by which the strategies of the farm are determined. Number 2, derivative planning. The planning which are made in different levels or departments of the organization is known as derivative planning. Next, master planning. Master planning is the planning which is made for the overall performance of the organization. Short range or short term planning, those plans which are made for a very short period of time. Long range planning, those plans which is prepared or which are made for long time, like 5 years or more than 5 years. Then strategic planning, the implementation of an organization's or the implementation of organization's objectives is known as strategic planning. Last one is corporate planning. Corporate planning is the process of planning which involves all the departments of a company. Now, the last slide of my presentation, limitation or drawbacks of planning. Number 1, primary premises may not be fully reliable. The changing condition or the dynamic conditions act as a limitation of planning. Availability of time, it is very time consuming. So availability of time is a limiting factor for planning. It is very expensive. So cost involved in planning is also a limiting factor. Problem of accuracy. And the last one is rigidity and inflexibility in administration. Okay, this was the limitations of planning. And this was the very short lecture on the chapter planning. I hope you have understood everything. Thank you. Have a nice day.